Hi guys, Ben from Northwest Sasquatch Studies and Research. So I figured since I have long drives home, I'll figure make some conversations. I went back to that spot again where I heard that woodknock. I haven't got really anything. I think it was a fluke. If it was one, it was just letting me know it was there, and it was just crossing the road, because on this side is all national forest and that side too. It's the Siuslaw National Forest. But for this subject for today, I'd like to talk about people who like to get into Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot. It's a fun subject. It's got its ups and downs. A lot of good people, and there's some people judge and things like that. But don't let that turn you away from it. I've been doing this stuff since out of high school, but I didn't really start getting into heavily researching, like going out and looking and doing stuff. So I think I said in the other video, I think it's been almost 2 years now, just about 2 years, and I've been heavily researching. The things I learned when I was younger, when I first got into it, the biggest thing you can do, literature. Lots of books, read historical stuff, find old newspaper clippings, articles online, go from there. Look on websites like the BFRO, Bigfoot Mapping Project, I believe is what it's called. Go with things like that. Go to your local Bigfoot museum if you have one. We have one here in Oregon called Boring. It's in Boring, Oregon. It's I can't think of the top of my head what it's called. North American Bigfoot Center. When I do the description, reading the description, I'll have the actual name of it. Cliff Berkman runs it. A lot of you might be familiar with him. He's in Finding Bigfoot. But they have a very cool knowledge base, and you can find out all sorts of historical stuff, facts, even recent sightings. They have a map that shows sightings in areas in Oregon. They have a whole museum that shows you footprints. I think there's even handprints in there, sounds, lots of things. When I was younger, if that was around when I was younger, it would have made things so much easier for me. I can't tell you enough how much that museum is and how good those people are. And if you're really wanting to get into this and you're in Oregon, I suggest stopping by there and talking to them and seeing things you can do. The other thing is, with me, I'm not afraid of asking people. It doesn't bother me if people make fun of me for the subject, but I'm a researcher and everything. It happens. It's just part of it. People will make fun of you. People will judge you, because not everyone believes in Sasquatch, and that is okay. The funniest thing about it is, a lot of those people will say something, but when no one's around, they'll come talk to you in private and tell you a story. That happened a lot of times. The biggest thing is getting out there, asking people, asking other researchers like me, just questions, stuff you can do. A lot of guys are really cool. They'll help you out. Some of the nicest people I ever met were in Bigfoot, in Sasquatch research. Sorry I keep saying Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I prefer Sasquatch more than Bigfoot. Bigfoot's more mainstream, but for me, for a scientific thing, I prefer Sasquatch. I like Sasquatch better. And a lot of things you can do. I did a lot of YouTube. I watched a ton of YouTube. That helped a lot. And Monster Quest and Destination Truth stuff. I know that's more fakey stuff. The stuff from Monster Quest, that stuff, I'm not sure. There were some really credible people in there. So I'm never really looked into how incredible the actual episodes were. But I think they're decent. But don't quote me on that, because I haven't done my research into them. That's just something that got me into it. A lot of things you can do is ask people like me, ask questions. Do your homework. There's lots of stuff on Google. Google is your friend, and Facebook groups too. You just gotta take everything with a grain of salt. People might tell you something, and it could be totally wrong. In some people's eyes, everything people say for research are just guesses. No one really is an expert. Like, I am no means an expert, but I am learning so much still. I'm still a beginner, I think. I just love the fact that this something is a hobby of mine, and I absolutely enjoy. That's the reason why I do it. But the thing is, with me, I do it for the joy, and that's what you gotta do, is enjoy it. But sorry I'm rambling, but biggest things you can do is a lot of research, literature, talking to people, internet searches, YouTube, I think Facebook, talking to other research people, like stuff like that, going to shows like expos and things like that, doing things like that. Like, biggest things is with me, and I had just started going about a year ago to what would you call them, like those Bigfoot event things. They do like conferences and stuff like that. Like, I did my very first like real good one last year at Kelso. I'm hoping to do a bunch this year, but those are really good to go to, so you can sit down in the auditorium things and listen to the speakers talk. You can learn so much. I found out so much information last year going to the one in Kelso. It was absolutely amazing. And that is in the end of January in Kelso, Washington, I believe. Kelso, Longview area. I think it's like the 27th of January. I highly recommend it. And the other place, like I said before, is the Bigfoot Museum in Boring, Oregon. And just talking to people. And lots of research. There's a lot of websites you can go to. I found a lot of my information on things like Oregon Bigfoot or something like that. And there's a lot of historical sightings and stuff like that I found. And then asking, like, literally, if you want to become a researcher or get into this, like what I do, go out in the forest and research. I sometimes get laughed at, but sometimes it works. I'll have people privately message me. Ask on city, like, Facebook pages and stuff like that, or like if you have TikTok, make a TikTok and start posting little videos here and there, and then asking, hey, does anyone know such and such areas of any Bigfoot reports, sightings, activities, and things like that? And you will be amazed how many people will come out of the woodwork. I did one for where I go on one of the old city pages I'm on, and I had a ton of people message me, and a lot of them, when they explained to me what it was, I did my research, and that's the other thing, when you get reports, I tend to, I'll save them if they're on Facebook. Like, the best thing you can do is honestly write them down on a notebook, and then if they're on Facebook on a message, copyright them, like copy them, photocopy or something, and put them in a book. I still need to do that, but I will save them, and I'll read through them, and then I will go through all the other pages, like BFRO, Oregon Bigfoot, and all those other things, and look to see if there are any other reports in the vicinity of this report. And I found out that a lot of these people reporting to me were pretty credible witnesses. They're people have never met each other, had the same descriptions of the animal. And mind you, these people never met each other or met anyone. Maybe like a friend or two. I don't know, but it was insane. It was crazy. And that's the biggest thing I've learned this year is when you get the reports, do your homework, check around, ask other researchers, look online, do everything you can think of. You even go through books for historical. Anything you can get your hands on, anything. If you can find information of a Sasquatch sighting a report, even a famous one, and someone comes up with a report in the same area, and the description is the same, and these people, mind you, are not into Bigfoot. A lot of them aren't. And they probably never read these books or been on these websites or anything. So you get them and you find them and you realize there's a coordination of, oh, that one's just like that, and then you put the puzzle piece together, and then when you find something like that, the next thing you can do, depending if it's on private land or not, if it's on private land, talk to whoever owns a private land, or if it's like on warehouse or something, get the permit and go out and do your research. Literally, it's all it is. You just go out and do research. That's what I did. I literally just one day, I was like, I want to go out and research. So I did. And it took me, about a year. And finally, I got activity. But I think that it's just hard of hearing that, because I was running my hounds up in these mountains for years, never had any activity. But we had a historical snowfall this last winter, which made the snow really a big snowpack in the Coast Range. And I think what happened was this particular Sasquatch, or Sasquatches, got pushed down into the valley where I do my research now. Because everything started happening after that snowpack happened. But the biggest thing you can do is find the most recent reports, talk to people, ask questions. There's never a stupid question. I learned that from old timers. You never can ask a stupid question. It's like, I'm never going, if like someone asks me a question on here or private messages me, I have no problem answering. If I don't know the answer, I know plenty of people and the other people that are really cool to watch, and they have like on lives. Squatch America, Hannah and Scott. They're absolutely amazing people. Nicest people I've ever met. I would highly suggest watching their stuff in Scott and Hannah's YouTube videos on their YouTube channel. It shows you a lot of stuff. Like I said before, just do your research and start. You gotta start from something. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. There's some good stuff on there. Go to the museums if you have them in your states or countries. Literature, go through your libraries, online. A lot of my stuff I got online. I'll say that. A lot of my stuff, when I first got into deeply researching, I did my homework and then I started asking questions. That's what I personally did. But if you want to start the opposite, you can. It's not a big deal. But like I said, look at old maps, look at historical stuff, because nothing's ever wrong. And if a lot of the time I've noticed the data doesn't lie for the most part, at least in my belief. Some would say it could, it can't. There's always the flaw, because you can't always believe the full data, because what if they're fake reports. But like some of the areas I'm researching, it's just too much of a coincidence. It's in like a 23-year span. Yeah, dang near. So the likelihood of being all one big hoax is just hard for me to believe. And the other fact that I saw the animal itself myself, I actually saw it, so I know it's real. But yeah, so you all have a good night. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you. Bye.